Greetings, I'm Yasa. Let's go through our 9 bodies. I'll show you what's happening in there. Hey Yelena. This is Yelena. Now, we as human beings have 5 physical senses, and they are on the outside layer of our mind or outside our body. Our 5 physical senses are designed to see on the outside of us only. So according to this mind, everything is on the outside, and it only perceives or sees the outside of everything. There's no such thing as inside to the outside body. So this is our 3rd dimensional body. This is the solid one that we all see and perceive. Okay, 3rd dimensional meaning height, width, and depth. This is the conscious mind. Okay, this body here actually has no karma. This body here reflects what's happening inside of it. So whatever happens to this body is only a reflection of what's going on the inside. This body, when we pass over or die, goes back to Mother Earth, and all the other bodies inside of it still remain in full working order. So let's have a look. There we go. The next layer in is our etheric body. This is the outside layer of our ghost or spirit. So if you ever go to the movies and you see it's a ghosty movie, or it's on TV and there's an etheric walking around, this is the layer that the ghosts live in. Every layer I'm going to take you through is alive and working. No layer dies. No layer turns off. Probably the closest to that would be this one. But even then, when we go to sleep, we still remain breathing and our heart still works. So no layer actually ever ceases to exist. While you are living and walking around in your physical layer, your etheric layer is highly operational. Now, this is in the 3rd dimension. This one's in the 4th dimension. This is the beginning of the 4th dimension, and it's in the lower aspect of the 4th dimension. Frank, you got a minute, please? Sorry about that, Chief. Now, here's Frank. This body starts on this frequency, and as you go deeper in the frequency, the bodies go up the body, up the torso, up the vessel. Okay, this one here is the thickest or the densest body in the 4th dimension, which is that layer. It's on the base chakra of a human being. Thanks, Frank. Cheers. Right, so it's 1 layer, it's 2 layers. Inside the etheric layer, we have the emotional layer. The emotional body, it's read, deals in feelings and emotions only, and it's feminine. So this is the feminine part of the spirit, because what we're doing is we're heading into the spirit and we're going through the different layers within the spirit or within the subconscious mind. Conscious mind, subconscious mind. Sub because it's beneath this. Okay. Mental body, masculine, thinks and organizes. Love structure, the exact opposite to this one. These two work in unison, and when imbalanced, work in harmony. When imbalanced. When they're out of balance, they fight. They bicker, and they rebel and repel each other. So, feminine body, masculine body. And these can change position. See, this is the operating system for this. It's because of the spirit or the subconscious part of us that we're able to exist on this layer. Everything is projected from these different layers. Now, inside the mental body, we have the astral, subconscious ego. Now, the further in we go through our layers, these actually get bigger and better and more powerful. So they may seem that they're getting smaller, but in actual fact, in consciousness, they are getting bigger. This is only 12.5% of our reality. Yet you take this into consideration, this is 87.5 or 87.5% of our world. This is much bigger than this. So as we go in, the different layers, they're getting bigger. Now, this one controls the spirit or the subconscious. Whatever happens here manifests here. Everyone out there only thinks that they operate on this layer of their mind, but in actual fact, that's only 12.5 or 1/8 of the reality. You get past this. When you start evolving, people are going to start asking questions. Why is this happening? How come that's manifesting now? What's the timing in this? I've met that person before. As soon as a person starts asking those questions and starts seriously seeking the answers are in here. This is the subconscious mind, the subconscious ego, and it's in the fourth dimension. This one here works off subconscious mind programs, and it's full of them. It's this one's job to make sure we have the software or the mindware so we can operate in the third dimensional solid level. So this being here is really important. This being here does this. It changes our circuitry. It will change us from a mental-based person to an emotional-based person. Then you'll move to somewhere else and it will swap them back again. This is always changing. Depending on who you're talking to and where you are will determine what mind space or what mindset you're in. And that's all played out on this layer. On the biggest scheme of things, everything's color-coded. And as I go through them, you can understand what's going on. On the bigger scheme of things, this is colored red. And the spiritual layers are colored blue. And when you get inside the spirit and you find your Holy Spirit or soul, this is gold or white gold. That's the larger scheme of things. Now, you split that up and you'll find that in here you have a red body, a blue body, and a white body. And then you're going to come in here, and I'm going to take you inside here, and you're going to find different similar color ratios, because all this is a duplication of this. And when you know how this works, you'll start getting a good idea on how this works. Because first layer, the solid one, second layer in, the etheric layer, the emotional layer, the mental layer. Now, these look one's bigger than the other. They're actually the same size. It's the same as the caduceus. These are actually the same size, and this changes the current going through these bodies. And on the caduceus, the snakes that are on the caduceus are symbols of columns of energy. And that's what these are. So you go into the subconscious. So this is the spirit. You go inside the spirit and you get your Holy Spirit or your soul. It's the same thing. Or the golden body. This has got lots and lots of different names. The golden way. There's lots of them. And there's also, for every culture, religion and belief system, there are specific names for this layer of consciousness. This is the good stuff. This has no karma. This has no cause and effect. The cause and effect starts here. The fear-based programming starts here. It's very important we have fear-based mind programs, because as a child, if this person goes close to a heater or a fire and they get burnt, this goes, I will put a fear-based mind program in you to keep you safe from the fire or the heater. So when this person goes close to the heater or fire, the subconscious puts fear into this being to keep them separate. Very important. This is in control of the agent of separateness. That's all fear does. It keeps us separate from what we perceive hurts us. Now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, this is the outside layer of our superconscious. Conscious, subconscious, superconscious. And this is the outside layer, which is exactly the same as this. And this is the outside layer of, and it just works in. Now, this here, the symbol for this is the eternal flame. Now, there's actually 3 flames in this. This is why this works in the Trinities. Peace, harmony and prosperity, faith, hope and charity, Father, Son, Holy Spirit. This works in Trinities because there's actually 3 flames in here. Now, so you go inside this and you will find an egg. This is known to me as the universal egg. If anyone ever calls you an egg, you can just say, excuse me, universal egg, please. And that turns it into super cool. This is the egg, the universal mind, and that's inside the soul, Holy Spirit, superconscious, golden body. Eggs give life. This gives life, this gives life. The only reason why we have eggs on the planet is because we have an egg inside of us. When you start seeking and looking for how everything works, everything on the outside is only a reflection of what's on the inside. And this is where the egg thing comes from. And also, Easter is based on egg consciousness. And it's the giving of life, the new beginning of life. And it comes from the inside of the egg, not from the outside. If something comes from the outside to go inside the egg, it's destructive. When it comes from the inside of the egg, it's constructive. And it's divine. Eggs have a golden center for a reason. Okay, so, thank you, Eggy. Universal egg, thank you. Okay, now, inside the egg, we have a star, or inside our universe, we have a star. It's our own star. And by the way, whenever you talk to the universe, you ask the universe for a job, for a car park, for some time, for some money, or whatever you communicate to the universe over, you are actually talking to that part of yourself, your universal body and your universal layer. Because out of here comes life. And when you want something, you're actually asking this egg to create it from the inside of it to the outside. Now, inside the universal egg, we have our star. It's a star tetrahedron. There you go. You see that? Star tetrahedron. It's got 8 points. Which is an interesting fact because the spirit and the subconscious works on a matrix of 12. The 13th point is the soul. Righto. Here's your 12. On the outside, you've got 12 numbers. The 13th point is at the center. The hands of the clock come from the 13th point. That's where we want to be. Unless you want to be stuck on 2 o'clock or 11 o'clock or whatever o'clock it is, the whole idea is to be in the central mind. And that is the 13th point. And that is the 13th point. And that is the 13th point. So we're going to go inside your 13 and you will find 8. Now, each tetrahedron has got 4 points. And you can split this up because you'll find there's actually 2 colours there. You've got magenta pink and cobalt blue. Because the 3 bodies inside your soul or Holy Spirit or inside your flame, the colours for them are magenta pink, cobalt blue or white gold. Magenta. See if you can see that. That's magenta. Okay? So that's one colour, divine colour. Now we have that colour in our structure. Frank. Now, on the major level, we've got 7 chakras. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Those are the majors. If you count the sub-chakras, which are here, here, and here, and here, and here, we have 12 chakras. Ring a bell? We have 12 chakras, and 4 of your fingers above your head, above Frank's, your 4 fingers, Frank, go above your head, and that's your 13th chakra up there. That's why, on a scale, if you're talking chakras on a 7 scale, that's the 8th chakra, which is the magenta divine one. If you're talking 12 chakras, that's the 13th chakra. So 8 and 13, similar frequency depending on how you look at it. And the 13th chakra is often called the 13th universe, and that's the 4 fingers above your head where your halo is. Cheers, Frank. Looking good, mate. Looking good. So, we go into the star tetrahedron. So, how many layers we got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now, we can split the star tetrahedron. One of them is cobalt blue, which is half of our Merkaba star tetrahedron. The cosmic blue is the cosmic reality. So this is your cosmic body. even these bodies are operating on this layer. People who are strong in their cosmic body, they will like astrology. They will like looking at the stars. They will like science fiction movies. They will be intrigued with extraterrestrial life. Anything cosmic, this body will reflect it. This will be projecting it, and it will be reflected in this layer. So that's the cosmic layer, cobalt blue. Now this one here, which is magenta, this is your planetary layer, or your planetary body. Just like these two were the opposite, but in harmony, they fit perfectly. These are the reflection of these. The red goes to magenta, and the blue goes to cobalt blue. So cool. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, now as you clear your stuff, your mind is going to illuminate, and you're going to find, it's like it turns the lights on inside your mind, and you'll start learning new things and seeing new things. This is meant to be the 9 layers of us, and I've still got one to go. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and I've still got one to go. So since we wrote the 9 bodies, I found another one, and since then I've actually found another one. So your mind is always, funnily enough, it's expanding, but as we expand we can see deeper, and we it's the opposite of expanding. You get more concise and precise, and you can see the finer detail with your expansion, because inside of here we have the heart of the soul. This is the soul, universal egg, star tetrahedron Merkaba, which has got the cosmic and the planetary bodies. Inside here we have an almighty I am presence, the almighty I am. Now, the light shines through this diamond, always. This is our source of light, the almighty I am. This is omnipotent, omnipresent, and omniscient. This is massive. If we're able to get our hands or our head around this and go into this and bring it to our surface, well, that's pretty good. That's really, really good. The almighty I am presence, omnipotence, omnipresence, and omniscience. Another Trinity. Everything's in Trinity. Omni, omni, omni. So this is inside of the Merkaba, which is inside of the universal egg, which is inside Holy Spirit or soul, which is the same as that, which is inside the subconscious ego, which is inside these, which is inside that, which is inside that. So, oh goodness. All these layers are working all at once. We can only ever see the outside of ourselves. The operating system for this is this. We can change our operating system by using this. 3rd dimension, 4th dimension, 5th dimension, and to tell you the truth, I have no idea what dimension these are in. They just start getting higher and higher and higher, and they get more and more powerful as they go in. This is the diamond. This is a speck inside of us, and it's anchored through our 13th chakra down through us, and it's anchored into our heart. 13th chakra, Pingali, inside our pineal gland and in our heart. We actually have 3 portals to this consciousness, another trinity. Okay, so this is why in some belief systems they will do that, that and that, because they are honouring the 3 flames in our soul or Holy Spirit or body of light. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and I've split to make those double. And those are our 9 layers, and they're all working. So when I say we are a multi-layered being, I totally mean it. And every single one of these layers will manifest in front of you in a solid 3rd dimensional form. That's why we live in a 3rd dimensional reality, because all of these are here. That's what I'm teaching you. How to read this. It's unnecessary to look for auras. It's unnecessary to look for anything woo-woo or psychic or mediumship. It's all in the solid, and it's coming through from here. And those are your 9 layers. We go from conscious to subconscious to superconscious. You can tell why this is the superconscious, because this has got the universal egg, your personal star in here, which splits into 2, and the source of light, which this source shines light, illuminates inside the Merkaba. Then you put the Merkaba inside your egg, and it illuminates. There you go. It illuminates your egg. So that's why all the colours in your superconscious or your soul are illuminated. That's why the red turns into magenta, because magenta has more light in it than red. So if you ever have a dream or a vision where all the colour system is different and illuminated more, the chances are you are having a transmission from inside this layer of consciousness, illumination. And then you put that egg inside your soul, so that's your unlimitedness. Then the soul of the Holy Spirit, which is illuminated, is put inside the subconscious ego. Starts dulling it down, starts getting it denser. It's just the 5th has just gone into the 4th. Then it goes through the mental and the emotional bodies. Then it's put into inside our ghost or spirit, and then it's put inside there. And those are our 9 layers. And between you and I, there are more layers in there. And as you become more and more enlightened and aware, you will find them. I'm finding new ones all the time, and they make sense because they're out there. And when I say, that's different, I wonder where that comes from. I wonder where that comes from. Then I look inside me to find out where what that is reflecting, and you find it. Wow, those are our 9 layers, 9 levels, 9 bodies, however you want to perceive it. And there are more than that, but that's a good start. Well, spectacular. Have a great life inside those 9 layers of your phenomenal vessel. Cheers.